Hello, dear students. You're here because you're planning to study abroad. We have Ayush with us, who has studied from the US. He's pursued his master's and now he's working with a leading tech company. He will share his experiences with you, through which you can plan your study abroad journey. So, we have with us Ayush. Welcome to Hello Study Global, Ayush. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Hello, everyone. So it's been like good day. So yeah, it's good to be back with Naveen. I've been with Naveen like for a long time. So like yeah.
Wonderful. So, when did the journey start, Ayush? Let's start from there.
So for me, I think the journey kind of started like even before I joined like a coaching institute where Naveen was also there. So for me, so I did my bachelor's during like from 2012 to 2006. I did my bachelor's in computer science, like BTech. And I think so during second year or so, I did realize that I have to go for my master's. And that's when I think I joined the institute where Naveen was also working. And so during that experience, so for me, I think things did not work out well that time. And then I had to work in India as a software engineer for almost 3 years. But right between my process, I did realize that I'm missing a lot of things while not going to India, to United States, like being in India. And that's when I realized that I have to take this seriously. And around 2017 or 18 or so, I decided that yeah, I have to prepare for my GRE. I have to like go to US in like in a year or so. So and I applied to I think around six-ish universities, and I got the admit in four of them. And I think I did not get in few because of my like low TOEFL score. But other than that, I think it was like not that much amount of difficult. And overall, like I started my journey. I started my master's in computer science from University of San Francisco, which is like the biggest one of the in the biggest area of tech hub. And I was here in like August of 2019. So yeah.
Wonderful. So, can you share where what course did you pursue, and where did you study? Did you from where did you do your masters, and then where are you currently working? So, can you share these details with our viewers?
Yeah. So, like I said, so I pursued my master's in computer science. So, we in US, so specifically, if people are not aware, there is nothing called as MTech. There is the Masters of Science degree. So that's what I did, and my specialization was not dedicated in computer science. I did a generic master's in computer science so that it opens opportunities for me to look into jobs into several directions. And later on, if like we'll be talking through my job process, I'll let you guys know that I was applying for five different positions. Like I tried to keep my profile generic and specialized for specific areas so that I could apply into several jobs. And for my job point of view, so I am currently working as a software engineer, as a data engineer in a company called as LiveRamp. So I personally work on ad tech related. I'm like in ad tech related side, ad tech marketing tech, and I work as a data engineer on like petabytes of data processing on a daily basis. And that's what is going on right now for me also. So yeah,
Wonderful, wonderful.
yeah.
Now, when students they plan their education abroad journey, first of all, the very first question that comes to their mind is to identify the reason why they want to go to a particular country and pursue their higher studies. So, for you, why US? Why studying abroad?
So, okay, for me, it was not just the United States at first. I also had Canada as an option in my mind, and I have friends over there also, so I can talk about Canada if like you want to know. But for US, certainly for me, so US is like one of the best countries if you're looking for jobs in computer related to computer science. And it's not like being just a software engineer, even if you're a business analyst, business analytics person, data analytics. So I know people who had been earning like just 4 lakh rupees in United States, sorry, in India, and they were just a data analyst, right? So when we talk about good salaries in India, you talk about doctors, engineers, lawyers, right? But I don't think I've ever heard a data analyst earning like 20 lakh rupees in a year or so. But here I have friends who, even being data analysts, are earning like 100K per year or so. So like, if you are connected to the tech hub or tech industry in any of the way, like even as a product PM, like product manager, even that's also considered like a very good job over here. So like anything related to computer science is like super helpful over here. And that's one of the reasons I was here. Other than that, I think so I felt like work-life balance was also important for me. So for me, I think I had been like, in my first 3 years of my career, I learned a lot. I wanted to like thrive a lot more. So I worked extra hours. But certainly like at times I did not have the option to get the work-life balance. But here when I come to US, like there is a good amount of work-life balance. And I was going through with Naveen a few minutes back only, that I come to my house around like 5:30 or 6 in the evening. I go to office at 9 and I come back at 6 or 5:30. So I think that that gives me a good amount of work-life balance. And then after that, I go to gym. I do a lot of things. I do reading. I don't like a lot of things which in India I thought like, yeah, I'll do that later on. Let's suppose if I have a book, I might have bought a book and I never read it for like few months or years. So that is where this helps me out. And it's also because I think maybe because I live around to my office. But like overall, the work-life balance and specifically talking about the tech industry were one of the main reasons that I came to United States. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, in this process, students they think about return on investment, and which is an important parameter in selecting a course. So, you being from STEM background, that is, science, technology, engineering, maths. So, what do you think in terms of return on investment for somebody who's planning to study in the US? So, what are the prospects?
So I would say if you are STEM, so specifically if you're STEM, then US is one of the best places for you, unless you are also focusing on PR options. Okay. So if I talk about return over investments, there are two kind of ROIs. The first one is like money wise, that if you come here, if you study, if you make good amount of money, and if you want to go back, right? Or even if you don't want to go back, then there is this lottery kind of thing there where you might not have the option to stay here after 3 years. But then the thing is, even if you are, if PR is not your main point of concern, then certainly US is better. And even because there are two things, right? So if you take a loan, right? So the loan could be around 40 to 50. I'm talking about only about masters, because bachelor's is like 1 CR or something. So for masters, if you take like loans for around 25 to 55 lakhs, depending on the universities, like state university could be 55, all the way till expensive universities like Boston University or so, which is like 40, 50, 60 lakhs. Uh, so return over investment is like really good. So if you're in tech field specifically, you can make like $100,000 or at least $90,000 in a year in starting, which comes around based on the current dollar value like 56 lakh rupees. So it's basically that you would be able to complete like repay your entire loan within 1.5 years, if you are just like, if you're not too much traveling in the first year or so. Like if you're focusing on just getting a house and paying on the loan, and then the next 1.5 to 2 years, depending on how early you pay your loan, is all extra money.
A great deal of flexibility is also offered as part of the program. You can customize, you can, tailor your program as per your interest, as per your
Yeah,
passion, and meeting the requirement of the industry. So, and also, the OPT for the STEM courses is 3 years. So you get, additional cushion of stay back in the US
yeah,
to not only repay the loan if you've taken any financial assistance from the banks, also to save a good amount
yeah,
of money. So it
yeah.
makes a lot of financial sense.
And then you also have the US experience, right? When you go back to your home country, you say
Correct.
that you've worked in the United States. I think that makes a lot of impact. If you want to start your own business, I know someone close to me. He went to an incubation hub, and then these people saw that he had a US based degree, MS from University of Southern California, and 5 years of experience. And then when he went to the incubation hub, like the investors saw him with a different vision. So that
Absolutely.
matters a lot. Yeah,
Right. That changes everything, because the amount of exposure that the student would have and the professional consequently would have, that would vary a lot, and that would be quite diverse in nature. Wonderful. So now you've shared about your experience. You've shared about your the vision that you have with respect to why someone should basically plan education abroad, in terms of the diversity, in terms of
Yeah.
the exposure that they get, the financial advantage, the technical exposure. So, for those students who are planning to apply in the coming fall, what advice would you give to those students?
Look for professors. I think that's very important thing. If you're going for a looking for a college, maybe you want to choose a course. If that professor is PhD in that particular in that particular subject, and look for what kind of research papers he has published. And once you are happy with that kind of thing, I think that covers the basic things. And like I was about to say that on top of that, you have like diversity. So let's suppose my university has too much diversity. I had people from all around the world. So I had people who were black, I had people who were, I think, from Spanish origin, I had people from, and I think that kind of opens your perspective. So again, if you're coming to United States, you might want to learn and evolve. So meeting people from a global environment changes a lot of things. You get to know so much about how people are from different parts of the world. Like your perspective changes. Even if you come back to India, you might come with a very open perspective as compared to when you went. So I think these are the things that you should look for starters. And then obviously on the fly, when you come here, you can decide on things like what course to choose and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Rightly said, Ayush. Thank you so much for your advice. And to all our viewers, those who would like to hear more, and do subscribe our channel. And here, if you want to get more advice on how to prepare for your profile, how to apply to the foreign universities, click on the link given in the description below. Thank you so much, Ayush, for your time. It was wonderful having you on our channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here. All the best, guys.
Thank you.